Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Ocean Talk Day 2. Today, we're gonna discuss about the issue related with ocean plastic. The topic is what come with flooded water, and I'm gonna host Ploy from Thailand, who is water and marine plastic specialist.
So, how are you, Ploy? Is everything okay with you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Oh, I'm also doing well. Thanks for asking. And I must say that it is really nice to have you. And thanks for joining our Ocean Talk podcast and sharing your opinion on this plastic pollution matter.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much for inviting me to join as well. It's my
yeah,
pleasure.
thank you. So, can you share with us a bit about yourself, how you happen to study, which management as you are emphasizing?
Well, right now I'm studying about flood risk management, which is a program supported by
Mm-hmm,
EU by
mm-hmm,
Erasmus Mundus Scholarship at IHE Delft or the Institute of Water Education in the Netherlands.
mm-hmm,
And yeah, before that was um, I was working with um, waste management. I did my master's degree in AIT in Asian Institute of Technology in Thailand. And yeah, like even way before that, I was always I was interested in environmental issues or like yeah problems in my country. Like
mm-hmm,
whenever I go outside, like I was on the street, I saw a lot of like garbage along the way, and I was like asking myself what could I do to solve the problem. It's I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, or even when we were on the road with my dad driving me to the other province, like along the way I saw a lot of plastic waste or
yeah,
like the garbage that people just dump along the way. And
yeah,
yeah, like it's just somehow like I feel really like irritating, and I
mm-hmm.
was wondering since then, like um how can we do to solve this problem to yeah.
Oh yeah, I must say this is really impressive, and you are taking an action, and every action has the story behind. And I am proud of you, and congratulations for your achievement, Brian.
I want to say that it's an achievement, but actually like in a way it can be a torture as well, because I must admit that and the study program here is really intensive. So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's fun, it's fun.
So I'm more curious about your journey. I'm also pursuing my master degrees in here, but like it is 10 days, but it is the same like when we are studying together in MPA. So
Yeah.
I have a study time and also suffering time as well. So, but maybe you might have more test time than me, yeah. I can guess. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
but yeah, it's fun, it's
So
fun, it's fine.
yeah, we gonna enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah. So for your first question, which is related with the floated water for today's topic. So what would be the major source of plastic waste that ended in floated water or in the ocean?
Well, when we talk about flood flooding, normally in this context, in the context of nowadays, we are talking about urban flood, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean most of the residents, most of the population in the world, they are like living in a city, and in almost all the city right now are experiencing like flood.
Mm-hmm.
And the sort of plastic waste due to this kind of flood, it actually has I would say it actually has two main sources, which
Mm-hmm.
are litter on the street, like the random garbage on the street that people just actually dispose,
Mm-hmm.
without awareness, I'd say.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and another source is the garbage at the drop off point, which at the event of flooding, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like it's not the time yet for the collection service.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the you can expect to have like the pile off or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that can be like the sort of the leakage during the flood events.
Mm.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
this is in the context that we are talking about the urban flood. But the plastic waste leakage during the flood event, it can also occur with the other type of flood as well. For example, like with the coastal flooding, the
Mm-hmm.
plastic waste on the beach or along
Mm-hmm.
the coastline, and also
Yeah.
like in the situation like in the riverine flood, like the flood in the fluvial, I think it's fluvial flood, like the flood
Mm-hmm.
spreading from river. And if
Mm-hmm.
there are like hotspots of, like, for example, the dump sites or landfill nearby, because like it's not we cannot assume that in every city around the world there are regulations to control the location of these landfills or dump sites, right? So
Yeah.
those can be the hotspots for waste leakage as well during the flood event.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Uh, I guess last week we went to like nearby beach near our province, and we asked to someone from the beach area. He is the owner of the shore. Like he shared with us. Um, there is the main reason, the main source of the wage at the beach is also floated by the river from the top of the beach area.
Yeah, so what do you think? How can we stop it?
The blessed
Well,
sources, yeah.
yeah, like everything ends up in the ocean. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's if we are trying to solve the problem at the ocean, it's going to be the end of the pipe solution, which is
Mm-hmm.
actually not preferable because we are not actually solve at the root cause of the problem.
Yeah.
So like I would say, like, if we would like to mitigate this problem, we need to go
Mm-hmm.
back to like how we manage the waste. We
Yeah.
need
So
to
waste management is a
yeah
key in
yeah
here.
it's the key. So we need
Mm.
to come up with a proper waste management and try to limit the leakage from the source. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, starts from waste separation and also like secure the collection of the waste. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So, what would be the potential risk and the danger associated with the plastic contaminated flow water? Because there will be a plastic waste leaking into the in the ocean. So there will be a risk and also the danger related already existing for the plastic contamination in the ocean, right? So,
Yeah.
mm,
I would say I I would categorize them into two types of plastic.
yeah,
First is the macroplastic, like the big piece of plastic.
exactly, yeah.
Um, I think these things are not really like, if we are talking about contamination,
Mm-hmm.
actually so far there's no studies that can point out like or like can really confirm the um, how can I say, like, the harm that
Mm-hmm.
these plastic
What?
have with the
Yeah.
human health, like the direct link
Mm-hmm.
to human health or the health risk. But it's more to the to I mean, it's more a threat to engineering side, especially for like the sewage or the drainage system in a city, because whenever it's whenever we have flood event,
Mm-hmm.
in many big cities, including my own city in Bangkok, we have a huge problem of the blockage of the drain because
Oh
of
yeah.
these plastics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the blockage of the drain reduce a lot inflow to the drainage system. So most of the time it never reach the maximum, the design capacity. So no matter how good the drainage system you have,
Mm.
but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like there's no point because you cannot solve this, capillary
Yeah.
problems, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a simple problem that people normally overlook, and then they prefer to invest in the the mega project infrastructure to try to solve the problem, but actually like it's something that we also need to look at, like the details. And
Mm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these
So
these macroplastic are actually the key. and the other one is the microplastic, which also like can actually it always I would say it always leaks into the environment in
mm-hmm.
our everyday basis, even
Yeah.
even when we don't have any floods, because like they are small and we can't see it. And
Mm-hmm.
this is actually a potential threat for human health, because we still don't know if it can have
Yeah.
like some, like there are some studies saying that it can actually have like some um, threat to human health, to the to kind of trigger the cancer cell or something like that. And yeah, because these are like very tiny, and when
Mm-hmm.
it finds its way to the environment, normally it comes back to us in the food chain,
Yeah.
like
Exactly. Exactly.
I think
So
you may remember like from our study that
mm,
actually each year we are consuming plastic equals
microplastic.
to,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
equals to like a credit card the
pretty
size.
good.
So
Yeah. So related with the health problem in the food, is there any way the plastic debris and contamination interact with the potable water? It can be affect to the drinking water supply somehow, no? What do you think?
well, actually I'm not an expert in water, like drinking water supply, but as far as
Mm-hmm.
I know, in the process, if you are producing drinking water,
Yeah.
normally we have the reverse osmosis
Mm.
system to kind of filter I think almost everything out of the water. So yeah, but I'm not sure if in the context of developing country we have this reverse osmosis thing or not. But in developed country context, I think they do have to ensure that like the water is drinkable.
Mm-hmm.
And with this, actually, even the microplastic is already filtered out, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
really a problem. But in the
Oh.
context of developing country, where we are like, how can I say, we are trying to make our I mean, we are trying to make the water clean enough
Yeah.
so that it's drinkable. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, at some point it may not be drinkable.
Yeah, we cannot be assured
Yeah,
about our
we cannot
drinking
be
water.
sure that we don't have any, yeah, microplastics
Mm-hmm.
in the water, and that can be a problem. And it doesn't really mean that it's a water from like flooding, like even it can be just
Mm.
like
Yeah.
the raw water in the natural source or something, or some place like some riverine, like, or yeah, aquatic environment. Because
Mm-hmm.
like in those water bodies, they are also already contaminated by microplastics.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way we are gonna escape
We
from this.
cannot space from that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot feel worry about my body and my health. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
like
there
unless you
some
have
way?
like the reverse osmosis filter installed in your
Mm-hmm.
um drinking water what I mean, yeah, drinking water factory or
Yeah,
supply. Yeah.
yeah, but like I'm curious. I am not sure you may know about it or not. Just asking you. So it would be safe if we wipe the water. Can we escape from microplastic if we drink fine water? What do you think?
Yeah, but I think like in general, boiling water before consuming it's actually a good idea if you are using
Mm-hmm.
like the tap water, because
Mm-hmm.
you like in especially in the context of developing country, because you're not sure if the water in the water supply water supply, yeah, in the water supply system, if
Mm-hmm.
the condition of the pipelines are good or not. So
Yeah.
yeah, when you have when you have the water from the tap,
Mm-hmm.
instead of like directly drink it, maybe you do something, or boil it, or filter it, or I think it's better for your health in that case. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So justice is really animates for our life. It has a
Yeah.
lot of problem. So apart from our human threat, in terms is when it comes to the environmental challenge, what do you think it may impact to the climate change? The plastic
um
pollution since polluted waste, polluted water.
yeah, I think if we consider climate change, we
Mm-hmm.
we definitely can expect more plastics in the ocean, for sure, because climate change impacts a lot with like the um the frequency of flood around the world,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
we have like a very like right now we have a very uncertain like I'm sorry, like we have a very high uncertainty in the patterns of like rainfall, and also like the return period of the flood. I'm not sure if you're
Mm-hmm.
familiar with this term or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's the term we use in water management in and
Yeah.
also in meteorology, when we refer to a natural event like flooding that statistically occur once in some like a certain period, like
Mm-hmm.
some certain year. For example, if I'm talking about the 100-year flood, it means that like statistically it can happen once
Mm-hmm.
in 100 year, but it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that like only in 100 year it will occur, but it's just in statistics term to refer to the chance of the occurrence. But yeah, like we can expect to have, because this term actually refers to the level of impact that event
Mm-hmm.
uh, can have to like
Radiation.
to
Yeah.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
so like the more the number, the more impact we
Mm-hmm.
expect to have.
Yeah.
And this number keeps increasing because of the climate change. So
Yeah.
like before we like for a long time we experience once 100 return period rainfall, and we have
Mm-hmm.
flooding even. But like nowadays we have more and more, and actually this just recently in Italy it's also a flood even. Like
Mm-hmm.
in Europe it's becomes more and more frequent, which is not
Mm-hmm.
normal for them. It's not common for them at all. And not to mention like in the tropical area, in the tropical zone, it's going to be even more and more severe. And with this
Mm.
context, we can expect to have like more pollution, like the leakage from the from the event, like for sure, if we cannot come up with like other mitigation measures or something to prevent this leakage. Because and actually like I think this going to be like um how can I say it, it's not going to be the priority when it comes to the climate change, because
Mm.
when
Yeah.
when this kind of, I mean, when this kind of unexpected event occur, normally people will pay attention to like the threat to human life, and also like the economic loss or something like that
Yeah.
first, before like considering like the degradation of the environment. So yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
it's not really optimistic, I think, but yeah, that's
yeah,
the truth.
in the context of ESG, right? Even the people, like you said, people were more pay attention to the
Yes.
socials and economics and the
Which
coming
is partly
recovery
true,
stage.
when
Mm,
it comes to a natural disaster, we need to care like about human life first. It's like it's a
mm-hmm,
priority. But like
mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, it's kind of sad as well that like sometimes like the
The
environmental
main
like
sources.
issues, yeah,
Yeah,
are completely neglected. Like
yeah,
okay, like we can prioritize things to do, but like we also need to take into account of like from the different perspectives, and like consider in
mm-hmm,
the well-round dimensions as well. That's what
yeah.
I'm thinking.
So, like in terms of what you mentioned, we need to study more. So, what would
Yeah.
be the innovative solutions and technology for preventing plastic pollution during flooded events?
um yeah, I think this is the field that is emerging, because it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of an interdisciplinary like topic that involve a lot of like expertise to
Yeah,
solve one problem.
we need
And
high tech. Yeah.
and yeah, like I think one solution that we can propose is to use modeling to see like to see like the risks, to create like kind of the risk map. And then we propose this to authority, to the people who have like the power to change a policy or to intervene to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that so that they can like go directly to the place that is more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then like yeah, by doing this, I think we can reduce like in a way we can reduce a lot of like leakage, the amount of the leakage into the environment during
Narration. Yeah.
flooding. And also like we reduce the risk of the people as well, like for the I mean the health risks for human, and also like
Mm,
things like that. Because yeah, like with the waste, the plastic waste, the pollution in the flood event,
mm-hmm.
we need to also think about like the risks to human as well, like to
Yeah.
the health issues, that
Exactly.
like the
Mm,
pathogens, the contaminations. Because it's not just like okay, the plastic itself is not dangerous, it's not harmful, but when it becomes waste, yeah, it it
it's
carries along
become.
with like
Mm.
a lot of bad things that can have bad impacts to our body. So we also need to like we can also like um take this into consideration as well, like
Mm-hmm.
if we develop a risk map, yeah, the flat
Yeah.
risk map using like modeling. And yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
first step is to like to use the hydrodynamic modeling to um predict like how
Mm.
I mean the flood will
To.
occur, like how how much of the water depth it will
Mm-hmm.
have. And then like what kind of vulnerability we have in the area, like what are um the hotspots for the waste leakage, like the
Mm-hmm.
yeah, where are the drop off sites for waste that we can have like yeah, like the the leakage of the plastic waste. Actually there are
Mm-hmm.
like many studies around the world in many scale. And there is a study that is very interesting in Barcelona, Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a study about like the flood water and the garbage bin, like at um, how high of how high the flood water that can actually carry the garbage bin and tip it over, so that like the waste inside the garbage bin will like leak out to the flood water.
Mm-hmm.
By doing this, like they can see that okay, like which locations are vulnerable, and the authority need to pay attention and to do something to kind of control the garbage bin to not to not being carried by the flood water and to reduce the leakage of the waste. Yeah. It's really interesting. It's an emerging field of study.
What you said, share about the modeling, that's really interesting. I found out, but is it really it is applicable. I am interested is applying in the developing countries or in the developed country. I'm concerned about the cost and the energy that we need to use to build that infrastructures and the operation system. I'm curious about that.
Yeah, if we're talking about modeling, actually we need less investment than any other measures, because what we need to invest is just for the data acquisition. That's the most expensive one in the modeling process, I would say, because later it's just working on creating the map, producing the map, the risk map. So what you
to
need
monitor
are just
and
expertise. Just like people with this expertise to represent everything on the map. But before that, in the data acquisition process, it can be a little bit expensive, because you need to collect the data about in many aspects. It's not only about and also it's not the problem about the cost. Actually, in the context of developing country, we have more the problem more about the data availability, because in some country, especially in a country with very, how can I say, the new country, the new economic country, normally they don't have the data available for making a model.
Exactly.
And that's a challenge. Or maybe they have the data, but the data is not in a good quality, so it cannot be used for the modeling. That's a challenge.
I think it is more challenging for Myanmar. Mostly we don't have
actually political context is also important when it comes to tackling these problems, because in a situation where the stability of the government or the transparency of the government is in question, it's always a challenge for intervention, and also or for coming up with a solution to some certain problems.
I agree with you. The governments play important role in waste management, but when it comes to political contest, people were really neglect or left out the environment, because people are more paying attention to their social, and also they are suffering for their daily life, the economy. So that is the main priority when it comes to the weak system for politic matter. I would say that. So we are coming to the ending part. Our time is run out. So is there the ending note you want to add on, that you want to share, and the conclusion note?
In the end, I just want to emphasize that actually many problems in the world that we are facing right now, they are interconnecting. So when we try to solve the problem, we need to look at the problem holistically, from many from many angles. We need to consider all the things, the social aspects, the economic aspects and also like the
Mm-hmm.
environmental aspects. We cannot just focus on like one thing at a time for now. Like it's not applicable anymore because we are like we are promoting sustainability, and yeah, by promoting that concept means that we need to kind of like find a balance point, you know. And yeah, it's a real challenge in the world that we are living right now, but yeah, that's our mission, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
that is
The
what
last thing I want to say.
that is our generation is working for. Facing the thing.
And
Yeah.
water is important. I mean, water is essential to life. So
Exactly.
yeah, like it's a thing. It's a natural resources that actually we tend to neglect many times because we think that it's like it's nothing. It's what we use every day, but actually, it's a real issue in many places in the world. Yeah, and to secure water or like or
Clean
to
water.
manage the excessive
Yeah.
water, because having too much water can also bring a lot of
problem.
problems as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you really enlightened my knowledge about the flooded event and also remind me of how important of the water. Thank you so much for this input. And it is now time to say goodbye to our audience.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me again. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much everyone for coming along listening to the end of our podcast today. Tomorrow we are going to have the marine plastic specialist from Philippines who gonna share the plastic pollution in the context of ASEAN nationwide, coming in global local governments and the business sector. So stay tuned for Ocean Talk Day 3 and see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.